This is the Pursuit of Wellness podcast, and I'm your host, Mari Llewellyn. Welcome back to a girl chat episode. Cheers.
Cheers.
This and yap. I just did that on my story.
This and yap. The best. The best.
Which one do you have?
Raspberry lemon.
I'm a cherry lime for life.
My faves.
You know what's funny about the cherry lime? It's on the highest shelf at Target. So I think it's arguably the best.
Yeah.
But it's not the best-selling flavor because it's too high up for a lot of girls.
What's the best-selling one?
I think it's strawberry watermelon.
Okay. Or peach mango, which is so interesting because, those are good, but not my two favorites. These are my two favorites.
Really? Strawberry watermelon's my second favorite.
Yeah, that one is really good.
It has to do with shelf placement. And I also think it's a psychological thing of what sounds good to you. It's not necessarily going to be your favorite.
Yeah.
So basically, you guys should try them all because you never know.
They're all very different, but very good.
So guys, it's been a minute since Fee was on the mic. Because there's been a lot happening.
Yeah.
There's been a lot happening. We have a lot of updates. I'm sure if you are a listener of the show and you know a lot about my life, you inevitably know a lot about Fee's life. You can probably guess what happened, but we're going to get there. Fee is going to share as much as she's comfortable with. I also think she has some really good advice for some girls listening who may relate. And I also have a few updates, probably not nearly as exciting as Fee's, honestly. Mine are my usual stuff, but I figured we'd just kick it off and kind of chat with you guys, and then we're going to listen to some voice messages, give some advice, answer some questions. We always love hearing from you guys and really appreciate every time you leave a voice message. So I gave them a little bit of an update when I did my morning routine. I just got back from Europe. I didn't really dive into Europe, truthfully, because I was just trying to get to the morning routine stuff. I can't decide if I want to start or you want to start. I feel like we're just ignoring the elephant in the room if I tell them about fucking Europe.
I can start.
I think you should just start, honestly, because no one cares about my life.
Okay, that's a lie. I think all these people listening care about your life. So I have not been on, I think, since the end of July. I think it was the last time I was on with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
We kind of skipped a month.
A month and a half. It's already almost the end of September.
Yeah.
So I haven't really been on. Oh my God,
you know how I get rude messages being where's Lulu? Guess what it is now?
Where's Fee?
Where's Fee? Where's Fee?
So on that note, I have gotten so many messages. It's really interesting to see people think we had a falling out. People thought I moved because of what I'm about to talk about. Still in Austin, but I posted some furniture and people were like, you're leaving Bloom, her and Mari. I saw people being like, Mari's not posting feet. It was this whole thing.
Wait, I didn't know that.
And yeah, people definitely behind the scenes. I think a lot of people thought I was leaving Bloom and leaving you, which is not the case, you guys. I am still very much here.
I love how people go to the most extreme.
Yeah, people love, I get it. I honestly was very kind of quiet about everything happening. I feel until now.
I can see how they thought that.
Yeah. And, Mari was traveling for a large part of the summer. So, no, we were not together, but we were texting and talking.
I was also respecting your privacy.
Yes. Yeah. I think, yeah. Since the last episode, that too. So, I have gotten so many lovely comments, so many DMs, maybe not comments, DMs from people. You guys are the sweetest. Just lots of people being I'm thinking of you, and I can tell you are going through it. And it has just been really nice to see those messages. So I appreciate it, you guys. And people saying they missed me on the pod. And that means a lot because it's really fun doing this. And I love recording with Mari. So just wanted to thank everyone who sent me nice messages. The last time I was on the pod, I was going through it. Nothing had actually really transpired at that point.
That's so crazy to think about. I want to go back and listen.
Yeah, you can just tell I'm in a very bad place.
That's the thing, guys. And Fee hasn't even said what happened yet, but if I'm not posting Fee or she's not on the podcast, it's not because I'm like kicking her out or anything. Like, you guys see us, like, we're like gonna be in each other's life forever. If anything, it's like, you got to give people space if they're going through something hard. It's not like I was gonna shove you on a microphone when you're literally, whatever. I'll let you speak.
No, it's okay. So the last episode, like, I think nothing had even really transpired yet in my personal life, but things were not good. And I am the kind of person that just wants everyone to be okay and everything's good. And like, I tried my best to come to work every day with like a smile on my face. I tried. It was fake. Mari knew that. But like, I was trying. I was really trying, you guys. But like, when you're going through something and like maybe even it's something that you can't even quite face or admit to yourself, like,
Yeah.
it's tough. And I think you try to mask it and make excuses for it and find every other reason in your life that could be why you are feeling a certain way. And all that being said, I am single now. I am no longer in a relationship. It is a really sad thing. You know, breakups are really sad and starting over is really scary. And even when you know it's the best decision, and you know, I think I was thinking about this and going through this like almost like mourning the relationship for the last like 3 or 4 months, which I think is why I was in such a bad place because once you like know in your gut, like you know that it is not right for you, you like will try to make all the excuses to make it right.
Yeah.
And I was doing that. And, you know, like I don't want to get on the mic and bash anyone. Like I am trying to go about this in like a graceful, mature, respectful way, as much as Mari might not
I'm not
want me to.
graceful or mature.
I know, but
I'm not being
we
demure.
can keep that off the mic. But I just like, that is how I want to go about this. I don't want anyone to bash anyone. I don't want to really bring anything like truly online. Like I think it is a personal thing that me and my ex-partner went through together.
Yeah.
And that's that. And yeah, I think you know deep down when something isn't right for you or healthy for you. And it can be really hard to admit that to yourself. It was really hard for me to admit it to myself. And I think, like I said, I just wanted to make it work. You know, I'm 29, I'm turning 30 next year. I want to get married, you guys. I want to have kids. Like, I have all these goals for myself that I think, not even goals, but just like aspirations and things I like really look forward to in my life. And I think by making this decision, I kind of had to put that on the back burner a little bit. But I know now that I want that to be with the right person.
Mhm.
And that is such a big decision. I think all day, I mean, literally every moment I get on Instagram, someone I know is getting engaged or having a baby. Like, quite literally, all my girlfriends from college are pregnant, married, second child. Like, I am the only single one. Truly. Not, I have a couple single friends, that's a lie. But it is the pressure is a lot. And not even just pressure from seeing things online, like my own pressure because I really, really want this. I was just like trying to make it work so I could have that. But it is a huge decision to spend your life with someone and to have children with someone. And like, that's a whole nother episode. But yeah, and I got to the point, we got to the point that we weren't that person for each other. So I'm glad we made this decision together. And the last month or so, I've been just, you know, dealing with repercussions of that in a way. And Alex Cooper put an episode out the other week about like going through a breakup. I think she was talking mostly about like cheating and stuff like that. But she was like, set yourself up, like have a plan. Like I kind of didn't do that. And so like, you know,
No. You acted quickly.
I did. I'm very resourceful. I acted quickly, but like Mari knows, like me and my ex moved to Texas together. We got a lease together. We had an apartment together. Like we had all these things together that I suddenly was like, oh my, where am I gonna live? Like just logistics, the crappy logistics of a breakup, you know, and that's like some of those things to me were like reasons maybe I think him and I both made it last longer because we just didn't want to deal with those like annoying parts about a breakup. But like,
Yeah.
you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and do it. And yeah, I think the last like 3 or 4 weeks, I've just been on my healing
Era.
in my healing era, you guys. Yeah, for real. I'm looking at the hat right now. I have been in my healing era, and I wanted to talk about this too, but I'm talking so much. Sorry, Maury.
It's okay. Wait, can I say something?
Yes, yes, yes.
Obviously, before I say anything, I am coming from the perspective of someone who's been with the same guy for 10 years and I'm married for 3. And like, it's very difficult for me to even understand what that must be like. But when you called me and told me that you had done it, I was like trying to put myself in your position. And I was like, that is a really brave, scary thing to do because like that's everything you've known for the last 3 years. And as you said, I know you want to get married. I know you want to have kids. I can't even imagine the feeling of starting again. But I think you were, and you know this, I think you were further away from what you truly want with him than now. Like actually, in reality, you're closer now than you even were with him because he never was going to give you either of those things.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
And I know everyone around you is really proud of you because it was like, I don't know, it was like probably one of the hardest things you've done.
It was easily the hardest decision I've ever made, like truly. And I think there were lots of tears shed for days and weeks after. And I think one of the biggest reasons I kept crying was like, I was so proud of myself, you guys. Like, oh, I don't want to get upset thinking about it, but like, I was so proud of myself because it was it was so unlike me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want everyone to be happy and I don't want to hurt anyone ever. And like, as much maybe hurt or lack of emotion or connection I may have been getting in a relationship, like I still feel for the other person and love them and care about them and want what's best for them. And like, that's just who I am as a person. And sometimes it's like my worst trait, but also like, I love that about me. And yeah, it was probably the hardest decision I've ever had to make.
Guys, you know that my job requires me to perform at a high level every single day. I'm either prepping for guests, on meetings, doing research, and I have been loving using Brain FM. It is absolutely incredible. Brain FM is an app built for professionals seeking productivity boosts. They create science-backed music that syncs brain patterns, helping you focus better, relax deeper, and sleep easier. I am someone who likes to have soothing background noise, but I cannot have things with words, stuff that's going to distract me. I need something that's going to soothe my brain to allow me to focus to the optimal level. And in the past, I've tried doing music or podcasts, and when there's talking, I just simply can't focus. Greg and I are very different in that way. He thrives in chaos. I need things to be very, very calm. Their patented technology is proven to boost focus brainwaves by 119% in just 5 minutes, helping you find and stay in flow. This is just one of those tools in your toolbox that I feel like can help you, whether you're a student, at work, whatever it may be. I feel like we need to control the content we're consuming and the noise we're consuming. And this is one of those healthy noises that's going to help you focus. They have different specific audio modes like deep work, creative, motivation to meet your needs. There's also turbo mode to support ADHD. Unlock your brain's full potential free for 30 days by going to brain.fm/pow. That is brain.fm/pow for 30 days free. For the last 10 years, my skin has really, really struggled with acne. It's been painfully bad. And I'm finally in a place where I can show up confidently, makeup free, and I feel really good about my skin. And I'm so grateful to Clear Stem. It is the first skincare line that combines all 3 categories: anti-acne, anti-aging, clean, meaning free of hormone disruptors, and pore clogging fillers. I think so many skincare brands on the market claim that they're clean, but actually have pore cloggers, which is just so frustrating if you're someone who has skin problems. Danielle and Calley, the founders of ClearStem, have both had acne in the past and have acne-prone skin. So they really understand what needs to be in the products and what shouldn't be in the products. I also love the fact that they have their acne lab test on their website, which is helping thousands of people get to the root cause of their acne through comprehensive lab testing and lifestyle-based recommendations. This was really like the thing that helped me get rid of my acne once and for all, getting to the root cause and then using clean skincare on top of it. Visit clearstemskincare.com and use code POW at checkout for 20% off your first purchase. Again, that is code POW, P-O-W, for 20% off your first purchase at clearstemskincare.com. I posted this quote the other day. It was like, walking away from disrespect is self-love. Staying is a sign of like that you don't really respect yourself.
Yeah.
And I think it was a decision where you finally chose you.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, we've talked about this, but like watching you go through, I don't know, I don't want to give too much detail. I don't want to invade his privacy or your privacy, but like it was so evident to me how sad you were, even if you didn't realize it, because this person was not valuing you where you actually are. And when that's happening repeatedly for years on end, it changes the way you view yourself. And for anyone listening who's maybe in that position, I think this is like a really inspiring story of like choosing self-respect.
Thank you. Yeah. I think that's something I struggle with. That's something I talk with my therapist about, that I newly started again, because your girl needed someone to talk to going through this, a professional. I think that is totally right. And I think I knew it. I felt the disrespect to myself. I felt it deep down in me. It felt awful.
Yeah.
But from now in the healing part of all of this, I really feel like for the first time, and I've been single before. I mean, before this relationship, I was single for like 5 years. But I was single in a very different way. And I can't quite make out what the difference is. I think even during that time, I was like, oh, I'm so good at being alone. I'm so independent, blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't think I really like dug into like the discomfort of being alone. Not even that, but like that was a wrong way to put it. I don't think I embraced that and truly like went into the discomfort. Like, I think I just kind of ignored it and masked it and band-aided it.
Stayed busy,
stayed busy and like went on dates and hung out with boys and whatever it may be, just to like not actually feel those feelings.
Yeah.
And I am so ready to like feel those feelings. And last night, I went to a concert alone. There's Gracie Abrams and Role Model were in town. I saw literally morning of. It was a Sunday.
Is she the one with the six pack?
Yes. Oh my God.
She didn't show it last night.
She had a cute little cardigan on that was like you could see it like under. She wasn't like, it wasn't like the TikTok videos, but I saw her abs. They were incredible. These guys next to me like, were you just here for Gracie's abs? I was like, me too, babe. But first of all, that woman, like if Gracie Abrams has a fan, it is me. And I like her music. I honestly wasn't like that concert, if you are going through a breakup, most healing, every single song, you're like, this is me. Like, it was just so healing. And I was so scared, you guys. I bought this ticket and immediately regretted it. Immediately put it back for sale on Ticketmaster. No, I was like, why did I do that? Like, what? Like, and I got a GA pit ticket. I was front row. I was on the barricade, like literally not a soul in front of me. And it was amazing. And okay, wait.
You regretted it, but you still went.
Okay, so I regretted it. And then I was like,
I mean, so guys, Fee posts this and I'm watching and I'm like, you know me, I couldn't do that. Like,
no, it was crazy.
It sounds casual, but like that's a really cool, scary thing to do.
It was like probably the most uncomfortable thing I've ever put myself through.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh, it's fine, I'll go. And then I'm like getting ready and I'm like, I'm about to go stand in a crowd by myself for 3 hours. And like, I think the discomfort of it is, it's like you think people are gonna look at you and be like, that girl's alone. Like, I wonder why she's alone. Like, you know, it's it's all these like, it's almost all these thoughts you have about yourself that you think these people around you are thinking. No one's thinking that, first of all. Like, and the moment I got there, it was just crowds. It was probably the best concert to go to. It was just crowds of like young girls, like all ages, a lot of girls my age too, with like their girlfriends, a couple guys, but it was like everyone had bows in their hair. I was like, okay, I guess that's like the Gracie Abrams thing. I don't know. Every girl had a bow in her hair.
Oh, really?
I was like, darn, I forgot my bow. But
do you have a bow?
I do have one bow.
Okay.
I've never worn it.
I don't have a bow.
But I felt like immediately safe. I did go and get one skinny margarita.
Cute.
I went to the barricade, sat there, and like just kind of vibed out.
There's seats.
It wasn't a seat. It was GA pit. I was like in the pit.
Where did you sit?
Nowhere.
You stood.
I stood at the barricade, which was actually really nice. Sorry, I did not sit. I stood at the barricade.
Okay.
Quickly, like, so there was a mom with her daughter. There were two moms next to me, actually, with their young daughters. And I, like, kind of started talking to them, of course. I'm blanking on this one mom's name. She told me her name. She was an angel, you guys. This woman, like, we started chatting, and I could tell, like, this was, like, a big deal for her that she got her daughter this ticket.
Yeah.
And, like, it was just really cute. And we started talking, and I was like, yeah, I'm here alone. And she was like, oh, my gosh, like, you can hang with us. Like, do you know all the songs? Like, my daughter would love to, like, sing with you. Like, she doesn't know anyone either, and I don't know the songs. And I was like, oh, my God, like, of course. And I kind of was like, I just went through a breakup. I'm trying to do things alone. Like, I wanted to come to this concert. This woman was the sweetest. And she was like, I went through a divorce. She, like, started telling me about her stuff. I was telling her about my situation, and she was like, she was just, I like needed to hear that from like a mother. I mean, my mom tells me all the time, but like it was just so comforting.
Mm-hmm.
And the concert starts, Role Model comes on, so fun. That man is fine.
Is he actually with Emma Chamberlain? I thought they broke up.
No, they aren't together anymore.
Oh.
But he wrote an entire album about her. He has a song called Frances, and that's her middle name. And it's literally just about her. It's like a love song to her.
Oh, wow.
No, like the whole album is like him being like, I love you.
This is one of the biggest differences between me and Fee, guys, is I actually find it really cute. Fee is like obsessed with music and will go to any concert. Like, you love concerts and music and knows every song when we're in the car. And I'm like I like music, but I'm definitely not a music person.
But you're probably like, that's like your animals for you.
That's true.
Like, you find like immense comfort and healing from that. Like, when I hear a song, every word is like, it like does something to me.
That's
like,
great.
I can't describe it, but like I love music.
But it's cool to have a passion like that.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely music for me. And so, Gracie came on, and you guys, the first couple songs, I did cry.
No.
I started crying.
That's great.
And this mom reaches over and starts rubbing my back, you guys. No, it was a lot. I was not anticipating crying. I don't want to cry. I literally want to cry thinking about it. It was just like such a beautiful moment.
It's like a release.
And yes, it felt like a release. Oh my God, I'm literally going to cry. It felt like a release. And it was just so, like, I was there and I was so proud of myself.
Yeah.
Also, I wasn't really going to say this. One of his friends was there.
Whose friends?
One of his friends was there. I'll tell you after the show. I ran into someone that was a mutual friend of us. And I was like, I walked right up to them and I was like, I'm here alone. I'm here alone. Yep. No, I was like, yep.
I'm alone.
I'm alone. I said, they were like a couple rows back. I was like, if you see me at the barricade dancing alone, that's me. No, I was like, I fully embraced it.
I love that though. It's better to just be like,
it was so empowering. And I was like, I hope they
What did
tell
they
him.
say?
They were very nice. Like, they were like, oh my God, like whatever. But I was like, I hope they tell him that they saw me at this concert alone, thriving. So whatever. No hard feelings. But oh my God, I cried. And then this other little girl next to me, you guys, gave me a friendship bracelet. I know, like, this is the whole Taylor Swift thing. It says TSOU, and it's the story of us, and it's Gracie's album. And she made this little bracelet and gave it to me, and I, again, almost started crying.
It sounds like you had a really magical evening.
No, it was so magical. And then, guys, at one point, Gracie came to the corner of the stage and, like, got down on her knees and sang, like, and pointed and was, like, did little heart hands to the girl next to me that gave me this bracelet. This little girl was sobbing.
No.
And I was sobbing. And I was like, this is so special for you. And her mom was crying. We all were just, I felt like the same way that, like, when you went horseback riding for the first time and you felt like you were healing your inner child.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like you were little again and like you needed that. Like, that was this concert for me. Like, I felt like a little girl by myself. And like, it was just, it was amazing.
You were clearly meant to go.
No, Mari, every song I stood there, I was just like dead quiet. Like I needed to come here.
Yeah. Like it's almost
And
like you
then-
went to church.
Yeah. And then can I add a little something? I
Yeah.
know I'm blabbing. This is going to be a long episode. Sorry, guys. I haven't been on the mic in 2 months. I have a lot to say.
This might be part 1 and 2.
Yeah. So in between Role Model and Gracie, the song Kiss Me came on. Do you know that Kiss Me?
Oh,
Down on the inn in barley. That one. Yeah. Okay. I love that song. It's like by Sixpence or something.
Oh.
That was like me, and
It was.
that was like, yeah, weirdly, like I don't know why. I thought that was gonna be the song I walked down the aisle to. Like quite literally, like the instrumental version, it like makes me cry every time I think about it. Like when it started playing, and I was like,
The universe is looking down on me right now.
And I was alone at this concert, and I was like, this is my song. Like this song's for me.
Yeah,
like,
you
it
could
has
still
nothing
walk
to do
down.
with him. Well, I probably won't because that would be weird. But
Oh.
like, I'll have a new song with whomever is lucky enough to be at the end of my aisle. But yeah, guys, it was magical, and like, just go to the concert alone. Go to dinner alone. My next thing, I'm taking myself to dinner.
I really love this for you.
I'm dating myself now. I've
Yeah.
decided.
And they just even getting ready to go
Yeah.
be alone is kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Like I'm not getting ready. I did a full beat for myself.
I love.
No, I'm gonna go. I don't know where I want to go. I want to try some like new spots, and I'm gonna go alone
Yeah.
and like order a drink and some apps and be that mysterious girl just by herself.
You are quite the opposite of mysterious.
I am literally not mysterious
That
at
is
all.
not a word.
I told every single person that I ran into last night, I'm here alone. I just went through a
Hey.
breakup and I'm alone.
Hi, guys.
And I'm here alone. Thank you.
But like, you know how I always talk about in my journey how I did a bunch of hard things
Yeah.
back to back.
Yeah.
And every time I did it, I was like, oh my gosh.
you proved it to yourself. that you
Proved
can
it to
do hard
myself.
things.
Learned more about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like confident carrying myself into everything else. Like I
Yeah.
feel like you're doing that
Yeah.
from a identity perspective.
Yes, I definitely am. And like I said, like I want to date myself, and it's the most cliche thing, but I get it. Like you really have to love yourself.
Yeah.
And know your value and know your worth, like before you get into a relationship. And like I know, like I will not be ready to be in another relationship like until I really deep down feel that.
Yeah.
Because I think when you don't, I think then the relationship really dictates how you see yourself and how you view yourself. And
Yeah.
you know, I think a healthy relationship should obviously, bring some things to the table, but also I think like knowing your own worth and knowing that whoever comes in, like, yes, they're adding to your life, but they're not telling you who you are, giving you value, or making you feel less than. Like, that's huge.
Sleep is so important for me, and it should be for you too. We've had so many sleep experts on the show talk about the importance of sleep, and I think it's important to make your bedroom like a sanctuary. And that's why I love Cozy Earth bedding. It was named Oprah's favorite thing in 2018. Cozy Earth's best-selling bamboo sheet set is temperature regulating and incredibly soft. I like to sleep in a very cool room with cool sheets, and these do it for me. When your body is sleeping at a cooler temperature, you're actually getting a deeper sleep. They have so many different options, and they also have a generous warranty, luxury bedding essentials that provide peace of mind and endless comfort. They also have a linen collection that adds a breezy classic charm to your space. They have so many different options. Even as we enter the winter months, they have a cashmere blend and timeless textures. Cozy Earth provided an exclusive offer for my listeners today, up to 40% off site-wide when you use the code PURSUIT. That is 40% off site-wide when you use the code PURSUIT. I recently had Dr. Mark Hyman on the show. He's absolutely incredible, such a wealth of knowledge, and he recently launched Function Health, which is comprehensive testing with personalized insights from top doctors, co-founded by Dr. Mark Hyman. There are 100 plus lab tests, biological age, Alzheimer's, stress and aging, cancer detection, autoimmune, and more. What I love about this company is that it's proactive. It's helping you see what's going on with your blood work and in your body before things can get out of control. It allows us to live optimally and in the best way possible. I'm actually getting my lab test done with Function Health this week. I can't wait to see the results and continue improving. All you need to do is schedule your lab tests, instantly schedule with 100 plus lab tests with a leading provider with 2,000 plus locations and get results. They include insights derived from top doctors and thousands of hours of research, your detailed written clinician summary, and phone calls for any critical results. It's so important to have a professional interpret your results. If you've ever done lab tests, you know it kind of comes back in a different language. You really need to have someone explain everything to you top to bottom. The next step is to take action, test again every few months to watch your health progress over time. I'm doing the testing myself. I can't wait to see where I'm at and see what I can improve on. If you haven't listened to Dr. Mark Hyman's episode on my show, it's episode number 106, and we went super in depth talking about function health. It's now FSA and HSA eligible, transparent pricing, comprehensive testing. It's time to own your health. To join Function Health, go to functionhealth.com/POW and use code POW100 to skip the waitlist. This is only available to up to 1,000 listeners. Other than therapy and going to concerts alone, like what are some little things you do every day right now to like get through?
Okay, so this is one thing I've been doing. I've been waking up every morning at 7 and going on a walk with my friend Samantha, who lives in my building. Every day we walk from 7:30 to 8, a big loop around our neighborhood. I bring Benny. It has been the most like grounding thing every morning, just doing this walk. It starts my day off so well. We get to gossip and we get to just hang and like we talk about our weekends and we talk about our nights, we talk about work, we just talk about whatever. And it's just such a nice way to start the day.
Yeah.
And then I get home and I make a coffee and like I've been making a piece of sourdough with butter every morning, you guys, and oh my God, so good. And then one thing I've been doing lately, I don't know if you've noticed, I like have actually been putting effort into how I look. I think when you're like really depressed, you don't care what you look like. And you will roll into work looking like a troll.
When you're mentally ill.
When you are going through it mentally. Because you just don't care. You literally don't care. You know what I mean? It's not even you don't care. You don't have the energy.
I get it.
I did not have the energy to like put an ounce of makeup on. I was just like, no. Now I like have my shower every morning. I do my makeup. Like I like pick a cute outfit. Like I'm really trying to like put effort into myself. I think the more I put into myself, not that you have to wear makeup, but like you just show up better. You show up feeling your best. Yeah. Like little things like that.
You
really
look amazing.
Help. Thank you.
I feel like everyone's telling you that. Everywhere we go, everyone's like, Fee, you look insane.
You know, that breakup glow up is a real thing. I think when you are not in the right thing, your sparkle is gone. You know, I didn't have a sparkle, you guys. I lost my sparkle and I'm very proud of my sparkle. And I am. I think, you know, like I think me being like happy and sunshine and sparkly like is part of me. And I lost that. And it was like awful. But I have it back now. I have my sparkle.
It was sad to watch.
Yeah, I know. Ugh, guys, I can't
even Leo noticed. That's when you know.
When the man of very little to no words says something, you know.
When the men of bloom notice, there's a problem. She seems a little flat. Is she okay? That's what he said. And I was like, honestly, she's not.
Nope, she is not okay.
I was like, I don't think she knows she's not okay, but I know.
But yeah, like just taking time to do that. And then these Superhuman activation, you guys, they have been saving my life.
Yeah.
I've been doing one every morning. I love the get ready with me ones. I posted one on my story the other day, like the get ready with me, positive vibe, like set the tone for the day. I do it while I do my makeup, my hair, and like sometimes I'm not even like really listening. It's just playing, but it does put me in such a positive mood.
It's like a subconscious thing.
Yes. Like you can do it while you're doing something else.
Because here's the thing, guys. You could be playing some pop culture podcast, some gossip thing, crazy music, or you can play a super positive affirmation. And it's not like they're boring. Like there's really cinematic music. Mimi's voice is amazing. Yes. You can do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever works for you. They have healthy pregnancy. They have confidence. They have anxiety ones for people like me, going to bed ones. Whatever your thing is, they have the biggest Rolodex of affirmations. And it's not like you have to stop what you're doing and sit and close your eyes. Like you can keep going about your day.
Yeah. They have been so healing for me on this journey. And they just put me in the right mood for the day. So I'm loving those.
Do we have a code?
I know we have a link. We'll definitely link it.
Let's put it in the
show notes, you
description
guys.
because I think we have a big discount for you guys.
Yeah, for the subscription. It is a game changer. And like Mari said, no like breakup, just work, whatever
Yeah.
it may be, they have activations for everything. So that has been saving my life.
I feel like you've been hanging out with people more.
Yes. Oh my gosh, guys, when you're depressed, you isolate. That's a fun thing.
Guys, Fee has, I'm going to be so for real. This girl's been gone for 6 months.
Yeah, I was gone. I was checked out. No, like, yeah. When you are going through something, it's like
I get it. I've done it.
Yeah, like you just isolate because I think you don't want to talk about it. If I was around friends, they would like ask me questions and I would be like, I don't want to admit, I'm just ignoring it. Whatever. And like I was isolating myself. And I think, oh God, it was so unhealthy. But it was my way of dealing with it at the time.
Yeah.
And I see that now. And again, it came down to like friends would be like, want to have a girls' night? And I'd be like, I don't have the energy. Like I just want to crawl into my bed and go to sleep. Like I didn't have the energy to work out. I didn't have the energy to like show up at work how I needed to. I definitely didn't have the energy to like hang out with friends outside work. So
yeah,
yes, I have been hanging with the girls more. I went and got drinks the other night with friends. I had girls over the other night just for like cheese and we went and got sweet green. Love me some sweet green. We all went and got sweet green and just chilled and drank Diet Cokes and ate our sweet green and just talked and gabbed and yapped. So that was good.
You can get so much out of female friendships. I really believe that.
Oh my God. I do want to say, you guys, when you isolate and kind of like, I'm sure a lot of girls can, and guys, people can relate to this. When you get in a relationship and you like become very much just like very codependent and you guys just do everything together and you don't make time for the other relationships, it is terrifying when it ends because you feel so alone.
Yeah.
Like I felt so alone. The day he moved out, I literally like went to my friend's house and just sat on her couch and she was at a workout class and I was literally alone in my friend's house and I was like, this is awful.
Mm-hmm.
I made a video. I actually took a video of myself, you guys, and I saved it and I haven't posted it anywhere. I don't think I'm going to. It was like a video to myself, just like talking to the camera about how I was feeling in that moment. And I'm like literally sobbing and I say like how alone I feel and I watch it back. And like I already feel so, oh my God, I feel so much like sadness for that girl, but I already feel so different than that girl. But it's just like it's like a nice reminder to myself how far I've already come from that. And yeah, I felt really alone because I had isolated myself and I hadn't been talking to friends and sharing stuff. And I just have to say, like, the best thing coming out of this is like all my friends and family being there for me the minute I needed them and like thinking that they weren't going to be kind of because I isolated them or pushed them away or didn't maybe take their advice or whatnot. And that is terrifying.
I'm waving at the camera.
That is terrifying, you guys. Like, it was terrifying. But I wasn't alone. And like everyone has been so supportive. Like truly everyone. My mom flew into town the minute she could. She spent a whole week with me. It was like so therapeutic.
Yeah.
Mari was traveling during this very pivotal time in my life, but she did come back for a week and we hung out and like I just sat on her couch and cried and she was just there for me. And even Greg said some very nice remarks to me. Greg was like, be strong.
He was like, you're tough, Fee.
You're tough. I was like, oh, thanks, Greg.
Greg is
honestly hearing that from Greg is like very emotional, you guys.
I know, I
like,
almost cried.
Because Greg doesn't like, he's a man.
He was very proud of Fee.
Yeah, they're sweethearts. But Leo even was like, you good? I was like, Leo, do you think I'm good? He's like, yeah, you'll be good though. You got it, Fee. I'm like, okay, thank you. But yeah.
No, it's not like, listen, I feel like the isolating thing is tough and you definitely did that for like a while.
Yeah.
But no one is going to abandon you. It's not like we were all like, okay, we're giving up on Fee because she's like isolating herself.
Yeah.
I knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Like I knew you were doing that for a reason and it made me sad, but I knew, I had a feeling that it was going to come to an end at some point. And you can't force, for anyone who's maybe a friend of someone going through this, you can't, same thing with the fitness journey. You can't force people to do things that they're not ready to do. All you can do is be a sounding board for them, listen to them. I wanted to be honest with you and I feel like I was trying to give you advice without saying like, get the frick out of this relationship.
Yeah.
I was like, I think you deserve more and things like that. But you can't force things. You never know what's going on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And it's easier said than done, especially when you're coming from a position like mine where you've, again, been in this long-term relationship. For me to be like, leave him, it's more difficult than that. So yeah, I think girlfriends, meditating, therapy, these are all like really good tools. Working out.
Yeah. I've definitely been trying to work out more, and I've been doing my walks.
Walking's fantastic.
Sorry, that was a very long update.
No, I think it was needed.
My whole life changed.
That's facts. Okay, well, I have some updates.
So what's happening in your life? Please share. Make it dramatic.
Okay.
So mine seems a little less.
Yeah, guys, mine obviously is not that dramatic, but I have a few updates. I'll just kind of run through them quick. I was obviously I was traveling for a while, as we talked about, and in retrospect, we planned that to kind of escape the Austin heat because everyone kept saying how insanely awful it is, how you can't go outside. So we were like, okay, let's go to Jackson Hole for 3 weeks. Then we'll come home for a week and we'll go to Europe. In retrospect, I wouldn't do that again. I think previously in my life, all I had going on was like work and that was it. Yeah. Like I really have never had such a full life before. And now I have friends and animals and things happening here. And I was like, I don't want to be gone.
You did work and trips. Like you would hustle
and
work so hard, and then you and Greg would go on a trip.
And burn out and go travel. Yeah. But now I'm like, wait, I really like my regular life. Yeah. I kind of don't want to be gone. So I have to be so for real, and I don't want to sound ungrateful because honestly, I felt so guilty about this while I was in Europe, but my mental health was not good in Europe. And it was for a couple reasons. And I like to be honest on the show because I think the people who listen to the show are the real ones. On Instagram, anyone could be watching my story, and those are the people who don't understand me or my life and, just make haphazard comments. But had an amazing time in Sicily with our friends, and then we went to France. And I've been dealing with, and I've had this for a while, but I haven't really confronted it head on. I have like very obsessive tendencies, and you could probably even tell by the way that I like go about my life. And it's one of the things I actually like about myself in a way because it helped me build a company, it helped me lose weight, like it helps me perform at a really high level. But it definitely does me a disservice when I'm going through hard things. So like I do think the fertility journey has been that much harder for me because I'm so obsessed with, it was genuinely all I could think about. Yeah. I would obsess with what's wrong with me. And I get locked onto thoughts where genuinely every 30 seconds it's coming up.
I get a thought, yeah.
And I can't get rid of it. So the fertility one actually kind of subsided and it turned into my horse. And I know this sounds funny, but I think I shared a little bit on here. I can't remember, but I've been struggling with my horse, Beau. And he's obviously like completely changed my life, love of my life. I got him 2 years ago. First horse I've ever owned. Like it was just a massive moment for me. And it's like my passion. As of the past 4 months, every time I would go ride, he would, for no reason, kick the fence, buck, kind of like act out. And I was like, oh my gosh, is he hurt? So we did all these different vet checks, scans, everything. Nothing's wrong. I kept going back and trying to get, fix the relationship, and he just kept doing it. And I was like, this is, it was getting a little scary. And also because I'm trying to get pregnant, I was like I really didn't want to fall off. And I didn't want to get hurt. And my trainers were like getting on him as well. And he was definitely trying to act out with them too, but they would kind of push through it and I couldn't push through it. And we kind of figured out that he was preferring to ride with kids. A couple kids tried him and he didn't act out at all. And he's a very big horse. Like I'm 5'10", he's 17 hands, big horse. But he was trained most of his life with kids. Like he's always been a kid horse. And we kind of think as he's getting older, he just got less tolerant. And basically the partnership was no longer working. And I was like really devastated over it. Like it almost felt
It's like a breakup.
Oh my God.
No, it's a relationship. You have a deep relationship with
or
that
like a
horse.
dog that
Yeah.
suddenly like
Yeah.
doesn't want to be your dog anymore. And you're like, wait, what?
Like, awful.
No, I'm obsessed with
Awful.
you.
Yeah.
And
No,
they're
I
like, no,
cannot.
I don't like you.
If Benny wasn't obsessed with me, I would
Right.
pass away.
But imagine
Like,
he
literally.
like doesn't like you
Yeah.
anymore.
Or like was like aggressive to me or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
But on the ground, we were fine.
Yeah.
Like I could
Yeah.
shower him. I'm literally gonna cry talking about it because I'm so obsessed with him. But like on the ground, he was fine. Like he's
It's okay.
Oh no, I feel dumb because you just went through a human relationship.
No, Mari, it's like the same thing. It really is.
I'm
Something
really
that's
sad.
meaningful to you is like it doesn't matter if it's a horse or a person or a dog or a job or whatever it is.
No, he changed my life. Like
I know.
Changed my life, and I'm just so grateful for him, but it wasn't working for him either.
Yeah.
And in the horse world, like you don't just keep these horses for pets. Like they are performance horses. They're meant to be.
They need to be ridden like enough.
Yeah. It's not, I can't just like stick him in a field. He's 12 years old. He's in his prime.
Yeah.
So a few girls at the barn offered to lease him from me, which is basically rent him to ride him. And basically I wasn't riding anymore because I couldn't even get on him. And while I was away, Calley, who's the head trainer at my barn, who is one of the most wonderful horse women I've ever met. Like she's so amazing with her animals and like really kind. She was like, "Hey, like would you let me buy him because I think he's a wonderful horse. He'd be great for the kids at the barn. He would get to stay where he is." I thought he was going to have to move somewhere else. I was like devastated about that, and it was just the perfect situation. So I ended up selling him to Calley. And I wanted to talk about it on here because I know people are going to like freaking give me a hard time on Instagram as if I just got rid of him. But it was like the most, like I felt like I was ripping my heart out when I signed the thing. But I know it's better for him. Like that's the life he wants. So yeah. I'm going through a breakup also, I guess.
A horse breakup.
Yeah, I know this sounds really dramatic, but if you know, you know. It's almost, it's like an animal dying or something. It's horrible.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I was
struggling
in Europe because I was I honestly took days for me to even sign the paper because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But now I'm sure. He's like at a show right now with a little girl, like winning medals. He won like first place and champion yesterday. And I was like, okay, well.
He's better off.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally like winning awards without me. So
you're like, oh, it's like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beau's me.
I was like happy.
I'm Beau.
Yeah, you're Beau. I was like happy for him, but I was also like, oh, okay.
It's
fine.
like that?
Yeah, it's like that. Great.
Beau had his post-breakup glow up, Mari.
I was holding him back. I was holding him back. Whatever.
Okay. It's good. That was some self-reflection, you know? It's facing the hard things. The same way I was ignoring stuff, like you know.
I was fully ignoring.
You were ignoring stuff too, you know?
I was acting like everything was fine. And then every time I went to the barn, I would leave in tears.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be fun. So now I'm diving off the deep end in barrel racing. So, and I just want to say, anyone listening who barrel races or does Western riding, like please DM me because I'm so new to this whole world and I feel a little out of my depth and I would love to chat with some, they call them Betties. Betties are girls who barrel race, I think. One more update from me is that my whole house is transforming between September 30th and October 4th. My designer, Matt, is coming to Austin and we're just spending the full week like changing the entire house.
Oh, I'm so excited.
All of my new furniture's in storage right now. My horse art, my everything.
Wow.
And it's all going to be, they're doing wallpaper today in the dining room. Mm-hmm.
There's already some wallpaper, like all the bathrooms, all the wood arches. Oh, guys, it's going to look so stunning. I'm so excited to see it like all together.
I know. I hope it looks good.
No, it's going to look incredible.
And
it's going to feel like a home.
Yeah.
Like it's going to feel.
It's a bit empty right now.
Yeah. I mean, I still feel like we just moved here. Like we moved here.
Yeah, we kind of did.
7 months ago. That's not that long, so I get it.
But it feels like we've been here forever.
Yeah. No, it really does. It feels like home.
Wait. Ozempic.
Ozempic,
Give us your update.
semaglutide. Yes, so I have gotten a lot since I, like, haven't been on the mic or been talking about it. I think the last time I was on, I shared more about it, and I had a lot of girls DM me just, like, asking for an update or girls that were interested in it. It's going very well. I'm still on it. I am definitely trying to incorporate more weightlifting now. I have lost about 30 pounds,
Crazy.
which is crazy, you guys. It's interesting. You look at yourself every day.
Yeah.
And so, especially, like, I've done this over 7 months or something. Like, it's not like it was, like, in a month. Like, it's taken
Yeah.
some time, like, healthy way to go about losing weight. But it's interesting because, like, I feel like I don't really see it quite as much. But then people that haven't seen me in a while, like, Mari came back from her trip and she was like, whoa.
No, literally after Jackson Hole, I was like, oh, your entire face changed.
Yeah, I, like, have dimples now that I've always had these dimples, but I think my face is a little rounder, and so I keep smiling in photos, and I'm like, well, "Who the hell is that?" I don't even recognize myself, but it's going well. On any type of medication, there's always little side effects and not so pleasant things to deal with, but I just take the supplements I'm supposed to take. I make sure I'm, like, very hydrated. I'm using, electrolytes daily. I am trying to keep my protein up. I drink protein shakes if I'm not feeling like a meat that day. Um, and yeah, I'm trying to weight lift more. I'm finally, like, my energy levels are kind of back now. Like, I
Yeah.
think I'm finally at the level where I'm eating enough that my energy is back
Yeah.
and I can weight lift. Cause, like, there was a period there where, like, I really could only walk.
Yeah.
I get why people are like, you lose muscle and all this stuff. It does happen. You lose muscle if you lose, like, if you're going through a weight loss journey, you are going to lose some muscle.
Yeah.
That's just, like, how it is. But I got one of these scales that measures, like, all that stuff. So I'm trying to stay on top of it and, like, be very aware of, like, fat versus muscle because I don't want to lose muscle.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does your insurance cover it?
No.
Is it really expensive?
Yes.
Can I ask how much it is a month?
So the place I go through is Alive and Well here in Austin. They have Alive and Wells many places. I think I want to say that, like, the package I did was when you first start, I think it's $395 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And that was for, like, the starter units, basically. Beyond that, like, now that I'm on higher units, it's more expensive. I don't know exactly how much it is. It is an expense, you guys.
Yeah.
I think people, if you are interested in it and you go speak to your doctor, you should definitely see if your insurance covers it. Insurance does cover it for some people. If you, get your blood work done and you are, like, qualifying as insulin resistant, or your BMI, I think, is a certain level, it is covered by insurance.
What about PCOS?
That's a good question. They should. I think,
Yeah.
honestly, if they don't yet, I think they will probably start because I think so many women with PCOS that have been taking it have seen such benefits.
Yeah.
But of course, just the way the health industry goes, they don't want you to have things for free that you need that are bettering your life. So you have to pay for it. So no, I hate that. Like, I think it limits a lot of people and I don't like it.
That company in Norway that's
Oh,
making it must
yeah.
just be caking.
Oh yeah. I mean, believe me, I have, we've had guests on that have total different opinions about, the pharmaceutical industry and people using these drugs for things. And I could go on a whole tangent about that. I think every person is an individual and should decide what they want to do with their health. And as someone who has eaten healthy and worked out literally the last 10 years, this is the only thing I've ever really been able to, like, integrate that has helped me feel less,
Yeah.
like, full of water and bloated. And, like, honestly, the only thing I've ever really seen results with without killing myself and without over restricting myself.
Yeah.
And I will shout it from the rooftops, like, people that deal with the food noise and that have had a tough relationship with food their whole life, I think it is life-changing.
Yeah.
This is the first time in my life that I do not think about every single bite I eat. And I actually feel the most free and the most food freedom I've ever felt in my life. If you told me I could eat a piece of sourdough with some butter on it for breakfast, before I would have laughed in your face. I would be like, no, I would have been putting on weight every day if I had done that. I can't quite figure out what it is.
Yeah. It's the insulin, I
but
guess.
it is incredible. So yeah, had lots of questions about that. Obviously talk to a doctor. I am not recommending it for everyone.
Yeah.
I know people have lots to say. You're on a wellness podcast and you take Ozempic. How well is it?
Shut the fuck up.
Politely, shut the fuck up.
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully.
Listen to a
like,
different show.
Yeah.
Guys,
at least I'm honest. I could totally get on this mic. Guys, the last 6 months, I could have totally been on this mic and been like, I've been just working out and watching what I
do
eat.
you girls know how many people are lying about being on Ozempic? Every skinny girl you follow on the internet is on Ozempic, and we know that for a fact.
We know it.
So at least Fee is on here telling her truth. First of all, Fee has struggled with whatever she was talking about for years and years and years. She's happy now. She's healthy now. She's sharing the symptoms. She's sharing the side effects. She's giving it for real. So anyone sending hate messages can F all the way off, because you would be pissed if she didn't say she was doing it. They'd be pissed either way. So.
I could be hiding it, which I would never do. I would not do that to you guys, because I like it. It has really changed my life. It really has. So I think people,
Wait, one more crazy
stay
thing.
in your own lane. What?
Greg's, like both of us are taking fertility stuff.
Yeah.
The price has gone up like every month, and he's now spending thousands on this fertility medication. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
And then now I'm seeing in the news, like the fertility industry is making billions a year from IVF, from IUI. Like it's insane. And now everyone's infertile. Wait, I didn't tell them. Guys, remember Calley who came on the show and had a fantastic episode about healthcare in America? He invited me to the White House to share my story with Congress, just about my experience with SSRIs and my weight loss and everything. I wasn't able to go, but I saw content of it today on Instagram, and it looks so legit. Obviously, we're not sharing our political views on here or anything, but I'm very passionate about health, and I wish I could have gone just to share my story, but next time, White House.
We're gonna do some voicemails, you guys.
Hi, girlies. My name is Haley, and I wanted to ask you guys if you had any advice on making new friends and meeting new people in a new city. I recently just moved, and I'm having a hard time really finding community. I have a lot of hobbies. I love working out. I love cooking, but it's just been hard to meet people now that I'm in my later 20s. So I would love to know if you guys had any advice. Thanks so much. Love you, girls.
I can take that. Yeah, I mean, I've said it a few times on here, but coming to Austin, I was like super, super intentional about making friends and wanting an actual social life. So I would say letting go of any insecurity that other people don't want to hang out with you, and realizing that everyone just wants to feel seen and like wanted. So anytime I was like, oh, I don't know, is she really going to want to go on a walk with me? I was like, yeah, she probably does. So I definitely put a lot of effort in. I ask people to hang out. I make plans with others. And then it becomes like a balancing act of like, okay, I asked her to go on a walk, but I try not to make it transactional like that. It's not like, it doesn't have to be equal. It's just putting myself out there a lot. Like, oh, I'm going to Pilates on this day if you want to come, or, oh, why don't we go try that new trail, or whatever it may be. Also social media. I think, like, it sounds cheesy, but commenting on people's photos and DMing them and staying in touch and being like, hey, we should meet up in person. I think that's really effective and easy to do. Mm-hmm. And then I guess I also got lucky because I met someone who connected me with a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
But like, keep going to your workout classes, keep showing up, make eye contact, smile at people. Mm-hmm. Just like put out the energy that you want to make friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, like, if maybe you don't know anyone in this city and it sounds like you have all these hobbies and just stuff, like, you're sitting in Pilates and there's a girl next to you and you're both like, it's the awkward, like before class starts, like be like, I like your set.
Yeah.
Do you come here a lot? Oh my God, I've never tried this place before. Like, and just put yourself out there and make the effort. And it's like, yes, it's a little awkward and uncomfortable at first, but like just what Mari said, like everyone wants to make friends.
Yeah.
If someone maybe isn't asking you to hang out, maybe they feel like you don't want to hang out. Like we're all so self-centered. We all are so worried about like ourselves and what other people are thinking or not thinking about us, and like just get rid of that ego and like ask people to hang out. What's the worst thing they can say?
No. Okay.
Which I actually think most people don't because that's even more awkward.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to like get coffee after? No.
And if you don't hit it off,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
totally fine. And
It's good practice.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. I feel like this is a good one for you.
Hi guys, my name is Hannah. I really enjoy watching the podcast and really like the girls chat videos specifically. They're always my favorite to listen to. But I was just curious if you guys had any advice or if there were any previous guests on that covered kind of muscle fatigue and muscle tightness. I've been into weightlifting for a really long time, was pretty consistent, but then got injured. And then for the last couple of years have been struggling in and out of the gym, trying to also do other activities and things, and have issues with my knees and hips, and just feeling tight after working out, even when trying to control form and things. So I'm just wondering if you guys had any recommendations of what you can do to help with muscle tightness or just even mobility and flexibility in general to help get me back to doing those bigger lifts that I used to do. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I feel like I've heard Joe Rogan speak on this because he does like MMA and weightlifting. I do think if you're someone who struggles with the muscle tightness, I would implement sports massages. Greg gets one every single week. I mean, he's been bodybuilding for so long. He definitely has some like joint issues and things.
Yeah.
Get sports massages, hot yoga, like go stretch and open up in a hot environment, saunas, hot yoga, tons of stretching. Like you kind of have to prioritize it, foam rolling. I'm not the best at active recovery because I don't struggle as much with this kind of thing. Lately, I've been struggling with my back from like horseback riding, but yeah, I would implement those recovery techniques. Make sure you're getting enough sodium, like use salt. People are afraid of salt and you need that to like replenish. Getting enough protein. But yeah, like make the recovery stuff a part of your routine. Like maybe go to hot yoga once or twice a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the recovery part's like just as important as the weightlifting part, you know?
Yeah.
That's more your domain. But yeah, I would say
I'm not very good at
say
it.
the
but-
same.
Hi, ladies. It's Marina here calling in from Scottsdale, Arizona. My question to you is, have either one of you ever tried a colonic, or some people will call it colon hydrotherapy? I know you talk a lot about gut health issues, acne, and things like that. I'm actually an owner of the wellness center called Scottsdale Hydrotherapy, which is located in Scottsdale, Arizona. And we primarily focus on colon hydrotherapy, colonics, ozone sauna, lymphatic drainage. So anyways, just wondering if you guys have ever tried. Thank you, guys.
Okay. After Alison Evans came on the show, the founder of Branch Basics,
A founder.
the founder of Branch Basics, she gifted Fee and I coffee enemas, right?
Yeah.
Is that the same thing as a colonic? Oh, it's not.
They're different, but
But
similar.
you shit yourself either way.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I talked to Melissa Wood Health about it on the show. I understand the lure of a colonic and I see why people like them. I have my
I
qualms.
want to try one. I want to try one.
I have my qualms.
I want to go to a hydrotherapy place. I think overdoing it.
That's my thing.
I don't think it's healthy. Like this is gross and TMI, but like I think your digestive tract and stuff like has bacteria and mucus and things in it that like
Yeah.
should stay there. And that's like I think, oh my God, I can't believe I just used those words. I think like it is healthy to have some of that stuff, but I also think a lot of us hold a lot of shit.
Yeah, period.
Like I think we all have a lot of shit in us that like needs to come out.
I think if you struggle with like constipation or
Yeah.
things like that,
Yeah.
I've never struggled with, I don't feel
I
the
know.
need to do that.
But like you never know what could be like you were dealing with a gut bacteria.
That's
like you
true.
never know. Like I think like once a season for a year, like just
Yeah.
a nice little refresh. I bet it feels great.
But
Even though it's kind of
also,
gross, but
I feel like in LA, a lot of girls did it from like a disordered way.
yes, that's what I meant. I think overdoing it. I think overdoing any of the overdoing a lymphatic, overdoing a lot of these things. Like I think that maybe there's some underlying things with that, but I am down to try one. If you
I
ever
would
want to
go-
go, we can hold hands
I would go to your lovely
with tubes
clinic in
tubes our
Scottsdale.
butt.
Yeah.
Great.
That was a great way to plug her business.
Yeah, slay queen. Okay.
Promote it up. Plug it up.
Hi, just wondering what your views on Botox and filler are if you're trying to live such a minimal toxin lifestyle, and then there's everybody out there injecting themselves with literal toxins. So just wondering your opinion on that.
Slay.
Was that shade?
I don't know. I think we should answer it.
Okay. I feel a little attacked.
I think,
I'm kidding.
it's a good question.
We've answered it before.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, I really hope you don't think I'm like
Mari doesn't live in a bubble.
No, I'm not like this picture perfect health person. And can I just say, I think I've talked about my obsessive thinking. I think for a while I was obsessively concerned with everything because of my skin. I think it caused me to be quite OCD.
Yeah.
Do I think the world is full of toxins? Absolutely. But to live a perfectly toxin-free life, you would literally have to live in a little hut in the middle of the woods, in an unpopulated area.
Yeah.
We're trying to live a happy, healthy life. If you're healthy 80% of the time, you're doing pretty good. I have to say I haven't had Botox or filler in a very long time because I keep thinking I'm pregnant every month, which is hilarious. Like I keep thinking, I can't get Botox because I'm pregnant. I'm probably getting it in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, we're both going.
We're both going. So like, pick your poison, like I would love to know like her day in the life of like what she's consuming. I'm sure there's some toxins in there, unless she does live in a hut in the forest. Maybe she is better than all of us.
Mari.
But sorry.
Shade.
No, I'm kidding. Love you. Thank you for your question. But I don't think anyone listening to this podcast is living a perfect lifestyle. And I think everyone makes their choices in their day of what brings them joy. And there's certain things that are really important to me, especially in my home, my cleaning products, what I put on my face, what I eat, what I give my animals. Like there are things that are non-negotiables for me, but I would like to have a frozen face.
Yes. And the reason you have those non-negotiables, big juicy lips, the reason you have those non-negotiables is like so you can have balance elsewhere.
Yeah. Well said.
Like who's trying to be perfect? Like
no.
That's
not what this show is about.
Yeah, it is not. It's about balance. And it is about, yes, eat lots of protein and whatever. So then you can like go to your friend's birthday and eat a piece of cake and be like, oh my God, fun.
Yum.
Like not limiting your life. And and if you want to look frozen to the gods,
go off, queen.
Yes.
Like, also,
I'm so excited to get more Botox.
I do. Your head isn't moving.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you don't really. Yeah. I mean,
no, she needs a little. I want none.
Okay.
I want to look like this.
Okay. I bet you where her annoyance is coming from is actually at the people who like do act like they're better than everyone and live perfect lifestyles and still get Botox and filler, but don't share it. Yeah. I think that's the key. Like, just be honest with what you're doing, especially if you have a health podcast, which, by the way, like, we literally share everything.
Yeah.
So.
And we're just learning too. Yeah. We are not like biohackers by any means.
I don't know.
Okay. You're like, you I dabble things, but like, we're not out here. Yeah. The same way I'm talking about Ozempic. Like,
yeah. We're just girls.
We're just girls.
We're just girls.
Okay, let's do a couple more.
Hi guys, and thank you so much for the podcast and other content. I'm so obsessed. I love it so much. I will always watch everything. So my question is about balancing energy levels mentally wise. I'm an entrepreneur, so I have my own freedom. There are weeks when I'm being super productive. I'm getting everything done. Everything's in order. Ideas are flying. And it all feels really easy. But then there are times when I struggle to do the most mediocre things. I feel like it's really hard for me to get anything done. So my energy levels mentally are shifting like crazy. I'm not sure if it is more like a mental issue, ADHD, I'm not diagnosed though, or discipline issue. But anyways, I'm very grateful if you guys have time to share your wisdom about this topic. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Oh, sweetie. Okay, I could take this away.
Yeah.
I listened to Chris Williamson, Modern Wisdom podcast, talk about seasons of life. And I really like his perspective on this. Our ancestors were not productive every day
Year round.
of every season.
Mhm.
It's not possible. So perhaps like in the hot summer months, they were slower. And then when September came, they are more productive because it's time to harvest, for example. With my entrepreneurial journey, I would say for the first 2 years, 3 years, I did not leave my desk. Like full, I mean, you saw
Yeah.
what it was like.
Yeah, you didn't leave your house. Like you didn't.
No.
You worked.
Even in LA,
You worked every day.
it was insane.
Yes.
So there is a season for that when you're growing your business at the beginning before you have a team. I'm now 30 years old. We have a team. I have a life outside of work for the first time in a while. And I have days where I'm super duper productive. Like last week was a bit of a marathon week. Like every hour of my day was full. Tons of interviews, tons of meetings. And then this week is looking a bit more chill. And I used to have immense guilt about that. If my calendar was not full to the brim, I thought that I wasn't doing my job.
Being productive.
And I've now found I can actually show up on the days where I need to much better if I allow myself to have the chill days, like go horseback riding. Maybe I'm just more at home that day. I think there are seasons in life for productivity. If you feel like it's a problem, I think there's things you can do about it. Like, you know, I like to listen to like motivational stuff. I used to listen to Andy Frisella, maybe some productivity podcasts, things like that. But I wouldn't give yourself such a hard time. I think there's seasons of productivity.
Yeah. It sounds like she says like she goes through very like productive like bursts and then finds hard, you know, doing mundane tasks are hard. It's probably because you just put all your everything into this task that you just killed. So
I also know people who are more creative brained tend to function that way a bit more. Like you kind of like give your all to a project and then you need a minute and then you do it again.
Yeah.
Hi, Mari and Fee. This is Alex. I'm kind of new to the Pursuit of Wellness podcast, but I just love it. I love seeing you guys as friends, and the greens have absolutely changed my life and my cycle. It's so much better now, and I'm so thankful. I'm curious for you guys. Why did you know that you were going to be good friends? What was there one thing? Was there a few things? Did you just click? But was there something that made you know we are going to be good friends for a long time? Thank you. Bye.
That's cute.
I thought that was a cute one to end on.
That's cute, Alice. Thank you for the question. Oh, do you want to start or should I start?
I can start.
This is a very emotional episode. Like
the girls deserve it, okay?
I almost can't
We've
handle
starved
it.
them for like 2 months.
I have tears in my eyes.
I know. Guys, whenever I talk about Mari, I cry.
What?
Remember at your birthday? And guys, Mari's birthday in Mexico, we're sitting at with having this beautiful dinner. I'm sobbing at the table. I couldn't even get a word out. It was fucking,
yeah, but I started crying.
It was embarrassing.
And like there was like other people.
No, and everyone's like,
and we were like, and then?
And like everyone gave their speech and was like, Mari's like amazing and a good friend. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Like ugly Kim Kardashian crying. Like I couldn't even get a word out.
Oh, I know what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I have practiced my speech for Fee's wedding, if anyone's wondering.
Stop.
I know. But it was never about the other person. It was always just about you. Yeah.
I do think, so it's funny, someone like asked Mari the other day, like how I started, like how we met and stuff. And like, I will admit, like I was a Mari fan.
I will admit.
I was a Mari stan. I did her workouts. I used her products. Like I really admired Mari. Like I really looked up to Mari. She was like a huge inspo for me. And like, I think that is just like the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Like you should look up to any of your friends and like want to be like your friends. I think that is such a key part of who you surround yourself with. If you look around at your circle and you don't want to be like them, you need to change your circle. Because I think who you surround, like your parents tell you from the time you're 13, like who you surround yourself with is a reflection of you. So I think just starting at that level when I like asked to work for her because I looked up to her so much and I wanted to learn from her. Like, I think that was the beginning of just the general relationship we had. But then I do think certain people come into your life at the right time and like it is just like an instant thing. I think, I don't want to get, oh my God. I think when you meet certain, like, I think you meet people sometimes and you feel like you've known them your entire life. You feel this deep tying connection. Like me and Mari joke, like I literally feel like she is my sister. I feel like in some universe, in some way, we were meant to meet and like we are related. And I think no matter through highs and lows of our relationship and her seeing me go through some shit and like maybe being like, oh my God, Fiona, I want to kill you. Like, what are you doing? Like, believe me, guys, we are not perfect. We're best friends. Like, we are not perfect. Every day we're not like, oh my God. Like, we go through things like any relationship. But I think we just knew.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh my God, this is where I have said to Mari many times, you guys, and I actually get questions about this a lot. Someone DM me about this. I've always said to Mari, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, like, I've told Mari I would pick our friendship over us working together any day. And I think that's why we've been able to make this friendship and work relationship work, because I think we both know deep down on both ends that if for whatever reason tomorrow it wasn't working anymore in a work capacity, like we would part ways in that way, but we would always maintain the friendship because that is like truly what matters at the end of it. And when I first asked Mari to be her assistant, I mean, of course I wanted to be her best friend. Like I was like, perfect. Like I was trying to find any way to like be Mari's best friend, but that was not like the intention. Like I didn't, and who knows, I could have come and worked for you and we could have like totally not become best friends. Like I think we did because we were meant to be.
Yeah.
And I think we were meant to be in each other's lives in that capacity. And like, I can't wait till one day Mari and I both have babies and we're like best friends and like our babies play together and they look the exact same and like they have Auntie Mari and I'm Auntie Fee and like I can't wait for that day. So that was my answer to that question.
That was a good answer. Well, you know what I think? What? And I don't know if they know this. I literally can't talk. Okay. I can't talk. Like Fee and I both come from broken families and we both have struggled with like sibling relationships. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to say that. Yeah. And I think that we have had a sister relationship from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Like I feel that connected with Fee and I think that we choose our family, especially when you come from a family where you're not exactly feeling
you don't have a family unit. Like
you don't have
like
a
ideal,
unit.
Yes. Yeah.
And you don't have like siblings are the people that you go through life with and you have the same experiences and you share everything, and to not have that feels like a hole. Yeah. Especially when you're someone who is very loving and like empathetic and emotional, and we both are that way. Yeah. Like when I met Fee, it like filled that void for me and it has continued to. And as Fee said, like we're not perfect. And I almost think that's why. I think when you were going through all of that, it almost felt like, because I feel so connected to you, it's like,
you felt like, it.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was like, I felt like I was going through it and I was like, oh my God, this is really painful and hard. And like you isolating yourself was the weirdest thing, because the things I love and admire about Fee are her positivity and how kind she is to everyone and how she talks to random people on the plane and is always like giggling and smiling and talking to babies. And like, that is Fee. And watching that kind of be like smushed, I was like, oh my God, I literally want to kill this person. Like I will murder him with my hands straight up, because this person is like so important to me. Yeah. That's an interesting perspective. Like having your sister go like be with someone else and be like, you don't even know. Yeah. Anyway.
When you care about someone so deeply, you want what's best for them. Yes. And when you see, I have been the friend in the friendship seeing someone in a bad relationship and I'm like, oh, I just want to shake them and be like, you deserve so much better. Like if only you could see what I see in you.
Yes.
Like true. It is hard being that friend.
That's exactly how I felt.
Like, and I felt such like kind of shame and discomfort knowing Mari was feeling that way. I did. That even added to the equation. Like you don't want to like let down your friends, or it was all a very emotional thing.
Yeah.
And like I will say, like, it definitely took a toll on Mari and my relationship for a little bit, I think. it took a toll on all my relationships. You
Yeah.
know? So,
But I'm saying like it was coming from a place of I
Yeah.
care about you
Yeah.
on a level that I
Like
can't even
beyond.
really explain.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And people are like, why do you care so much?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you don't get
we
it.
can't, we can't even explain it.
No.
Yeah.
And when you feel that, it's very it's very emotional. And I
Yeah.
think because of like my history of, we both have like abandonment issues
Yeah.
and have a hard time saying how we feel
Yeah.
because of our family dynamics. But that also has made us really close, almost like a trauma bond in a healthy
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have so much to look forward to. I mean, we have babies, we have your wedding, we have like, I think about that stuff all the time. And I think it's going to be so magic.
I
So
can't wait for Mari to have a baby, you guys. You guys have no idea. It's like literally gonna be the happiest day of my life as well. I'm gonna make it about me in that moment. It's
oh my God.
Auntie V. No, I'm
Auntie
like,
V's a
gonna
really cute
freak
little.
out. I know
They're
I'm
going to
freak
think
out.
that you're my literal
No,
sister.
that's fine. I had my mom's friend Janet was my Aunt Janet, and like I fully thought this woman was my mom's sister. They kind of looked alike.
Yeah.
And like up until I think I was 10, I was like,
oh.
and my mom was like, you know, she's like really you're on. I'm like, what do you mean Aunt Janet's not my aunt? What? Like I was
Yeah, is
what?
that like bad for us to do?
No,
I don't think
they
so.
don't have to know. They don't have to
Yeah.
know, but
Anyway.
that was an episode, you guys.
What should we title that one? Crying with Mari and
Crying,
Pete.
throwing up.
Crying
All
and
the
throwing up.
emotions.
Anyway, guys,
Oh, that was fun.
let us know what you thought.
I loved that.
Chime in. Like and maybe they should leave some of their like breakup stories or things they need help with on the voice notes and we can give advice.
I would love that.
Now that this is like a new chapter.
Yes.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Love you.
Anyway, love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram so you never miss an episode.
Rate, review, subscribe. Leave comments. Tell us what you're thinking.
We love seeing the comments because it gives us like a sense of what you guys want to hear next. Go pick up a Bloom energy drink from Target. Go get the greens at Sam's Club, Costco, Walmart, Target, Meijer,
Basically
Wegmans.
anywhere you shop. Bloom is there. You can't escape.
We're getting there. Love you. Bye. Thanks for joining us on the Pursuit of Wellness podcast. To support this show, please rate and review and share with your loved ones. If you want to be reminded of new episodes, click the subscribe button on your preferred podcast or video player. You can sign up for my newsletter to receive my favorites at marilewellen.com. It will be linked in the show notes. This is a Wellness Loud production produced by Drake Peterson, Fiona Attucks, and Kelly Kyle. This show is edited by Mike Fry, and our video is recorded by Luis Vargas. You can also watch the full video of each episode on our YouTube channel at Mari Fitness. Love you, Pow Girls and Pow Boys. See you next time. The content of this show is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for individual medical and mental health advice and does not constitute a provider-patient relationship. As always, talk to your doctor or health team.